Hey guys, you're welcome once again to Fanimattz YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a crisscross back, as you can see, and I'll be emphasizing on the upper part of this outfit alone. This is my Valentine dress. As you can see, it's looking so gorgeous. So if you're just stopping by for the first time, do well to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, and share with your soul friends. So let's get right into the video. So here's my basic bodice block. On this basic bodice block, I already have my bust measurement plus 1 inch sewing allowance on both my front and back pattern. So I'm just indicating the back and I'm also indicating the front. Okay, so you can see the difference between my front and back. You can see the 2 inches difference. So here I'm just marking my waist measurement plus 1 inch sewing allowance, and then I will connect like so. I'll be doing the same thing on the other side, but before I do that, I'm gonna be removing 1/2 inch as my back tightening, and I'll connect to the neckline. So once I'm done connecting to the neckline, I'm going to input my measurement for the back and then my 1 inch sewing allowance. I don't have a waist dart on this pattern. You can go ahead and include a waist dart on yours if you so desire, but I don't want a waist dart for mine. So you can see the difference. I removed it on the bust point. Okay, you can see the difference. So I went away by 1 inch from the bust point and I connected to the side. So I'll be coming down by 5.5 inches from the shoulder line. Okay, so here I'm just trying to get the front depth and the length of my strap. Okay, so I'm gonna be using my nipple to nipple measurement to get the length. So my nipple to nipple is 4 inches, so I mark 4 inches like so, and then I'm gonna be connecting to about 9 inches. I don't want it to get to my nipple point because it's gonna be too deep, but it depends on what you want. So I'll be making use of 9 inches for mine. Okay, so that's how deep I want it to be. I don't want it to be too revealing. Okay, I want to show a little bit of cleavage. I don't want it to be too much. So it depends on what you want. So on this my start line, I will just mark 1/2 inch like so, and then I will connect to the armhole. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is just to rule a straight line all the way up. Okay, because I want 2 straps on my dress, so I'm gonna be marking 2 lines like so that you can understand what I'm doing better. Okay, so once I'm done doing that, the 2 lines I marked is the spaghetti strap. Okay, I'm gonna be explaining that as we move further into the video. So on the back of my dress, I want it to be 1 inch. Okay, but I'll be cutting out 2 inches on this because I'll be sewing 1/2 inch for the neckline and then 1/2 inch for the waistline. So I'll have 1 inch left. So I marked 2 inches on the waistline. So I'm gonna be connecting like so. So you can see what I have. So don't forget that what I have here is quarter of my measurement. Okay, so from the neckline, I'm just gonna measure what I have there. I'll measure it on the other side as well, on the back part, and then I'll mark my 2 loops. Okay, so once I'm done marking that, I'll connect the loops the way I want it. So one will go to the waistline and the other will go to the back. Okay, so the one on the side, the one on the armhole side, is going to the waistline, as you can see, while the other one will be coming to the other side. So don't forget that I have 1 inch as my sewing allowance, so I'm just indicating that 1 inch like so, and then I'll go away from that 1 inch line with about 2 inches. So I'll mark my 2 inches and then I'll connect the other line. So don't forget that this is half of my back. Okay, this is half of my back. You can see the way the other one is supposed to connect from the other side. Okay, but I'm just going to connect this like so. I hope you understand. So once I'm done doing this, I'm basically, you can see the difference between my front and my back. So I'm just measuring my strap. For the front, I have F1, which is F1 for the one strap and F2 for the other strap. The F2 is the one beside the armhole. Okay, so I'm indicating it for the back as well, B1 and B2. Okay, so my B1, you can see the way I'm measuring my B1. B1 is the one close to the neckline, while the B2 is the second strap starting from the shoulder to the center of the back. So you can see what I have here. So this measurement is very, very important. So now I'm going to be adding my F1 and B1 together to get the length of the strap for the first one, while the length for the strap for the second one is F2 plus B2. I hope you understand. If you can rewind the video and watch it again so that you will understand what I'm trying to say. So that's for the first strap. Okay, 17.5 is what I got for the first strap. So when I add them together, I will get 20.5 for the second strap. The second strap is the one that is close to the armhole. Okay, while the first strap, F1 and B1, is the one close to the neckline for both the front and back. I hope you understand this. So here I'm just cutting this out. You can see my front pattern, and then I'll be cutting out the back pattern. So this calculation is very, very important. Don't throw your pattern pieces away. Don't throw your pattern away until you are done with your outfit, because this measurement is very, very important. So this is what the back looks like, and I'll be cutting the back on fold. My zipper will be by the side. So this is my fabric. I've gone ahead to cut 2 pieces. One will be for the main fabric and the other one will be for the lining piece. Okay, so you can see I've gone ahead to notch the the side dart, and I also have 2 pieces for the back as well. I have 2 pieces for the back as well. You can see that there's no join, I won't be adding zipper to the back. So let's get, one will be for the main fabric and the other will be for the lining piece. So now I'm just going to fold this into 2 like so that we can get the exact point for our side dart. Okay, so this is my nipple point 11.5. You can see this is my nipple to nipple measurement, and I'm going away from my nipple to nipple measurement by 1 inch. Okay, because I don't want my side dart to get to my nipple point. So after indicating that point, I'm just going to take my pin like so, and then I'll punch that middle like so. You can see my pin on the other side, and then I'll use my chalk to indicate that point. So that is where my nipple to nipple, my side dart, I beg your pardon, that is where my side dart will stop. You can see. So I'll go ahead and sew my side dart on both my main fabric and on my lining fabric. You can see I am done doing that. You can see what my side dart is looking like. So I've done that on the main fabric and on the lining fabric as well. Like I said earlier, I don't have a waist dart on this outfit. So this roller loop, this spaghetti loop, I have a video on my channel on how to make a loop. Okay, and on how to make this, I'm gonna leave the link in the description box so that you can watch that video. Okay, because you need everything to be neat. Okay, so now I'm just going to place my loops like so, and then I'm going to pin this down and take it to my sewing machine, and I'll top stitch them together. You can see I've gone ahead to do that. You can see what it's looking like after I'm done joining these to my fabric. You can see what it looks like. Okay, so you can see how long my F1 and my F2 loop is. Okay, this is already joined together. You can see how long my F1 and B1 is. Okay, so now I'm just going to indicate where my loops will be on the back piece of this outfit. I've gone ahead to notch it already, but I want you to see it better, so I'm just going to indicate that with my chalk so that you can see. So now I'm indicating it on the right side of my fabric. I'm indicating with my chalk on the right side of my fabric. So don't forget that we have 1 inch sewing allowance on the side of this outfit, and then that's where the loop is going to stop on the other side. So now I'm going to place before I go ahead, you want to make sure that you get the length, because when making your loop you want to make sure that you make excess, like you want your loop to be long so that you can trim out instead of having shortage. Do you understand? So now I'm measuring the length I got from my calculation. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this out. Don't forget you can check that on yours as well to get the length that yours is. Okay, so I've cut out the first one. So this other one I want to cut out now is the one close to the neckline. Okay, so I have 17 inches, but I'll be cutting at 16 inches because I noticed that my loop is a bit stretchy and I don't want it to be, I want it firm on my body, so that's why I'm cutting at 16 inches. Okay, but you need to know how, study your own loop and check if your loop is stretchy. If your loop is not stretchy, make sure you cut the right thing and add your sewing allowance. Okay, so now you can see I'm done cutting my loops. You can see one is longer than the other one. That is because it is not the same measurement. Okay, please pay attention to this so that you will understand it better. So now that I'm done with my loops, I'm just going to flip my front side, flip it over to the wrong side. Okay, I'm flipping the front part over to the wrong side. Then I'll take my back piece. You can see where I've chalked. And I'll place it like so. So after placing it like so, I'm going to take my loops so I'm taking the loop close to the second loop close to the neckline. Okay, I've explained that earlier. So I'm just going to pin that at the middle. So we have two of it going to the middle. You can see the one by the armhole. That's the one I'm pinning to the middle of the back piece. So when you are pinning this down, you want to make sure that the seam on your loop is facing you, so that by the time you are done sewing, the seam, I know you can't see it now, but I can see it. Okay, the seam should be facing you, so that by the time you are done sewing, it will be hidden at your back. Okay, it won't show. So the next one, you can see how this looks after pinning to the back. So the next one, the right hand side goes to the left side, while the left side goes to the right hand side. That we are trying to crisscross it now. You can see this goes to the right, you pin down, and the left hand side goes to the other side as well. You can see how it is. So pin down as well. So once I'm done pinning, I'm just going to take it to the sewing machine and then I will top stitch this down. I hope what I'm explaining is clear to you. You can leave a comment in the comment section if you find this difficult in any way, so I will explain better, or you rewind the video and you watch it again. Okay, so you can see how this looks after flipping So you can see how this looks. So I'm just going to top stitch this now and show you what it looks like. So I'm done top stitching. You can see how it looks on my mannequin. Don't worry, I'm way bigger than my mannequin, so that's why it looks a bit funny on the mannequin. So you can see I've gone ahead to top stitch it, and then I've attached it to my skirt. Okay, this is just a simple skirt. So like I said, I'll be emphasizing on only the upper part alone in this video. So this is how it looks, and then I've added my zipper on the other side, on the side, and I noticed I had a little gaping by the armhole, so I just sewed down another dart running from the armhole on both sides of the dress. Okay, so you can see my zipper have already been attached on one side. Okay, so we are done with the main dress. So I'm just going to be sewing the facing to the dress now. So here I'm just pinning down the facing. Okay, pin down the facing, merge your darts together. So you can now see I'm tucking my loop inside, and I'll use my facing to cover it like so, and then I will pin this down. So I'll pin the center point of my dress. So this is the neckline I'm pinning now. I'll pin this down all the way to the back. Make sure you take your loops inside. Your loops will now be in between your facing and your main fabric. So I'll continue to pin all the way. You can see me merging my darts on the other side as well. I'll open up my side seam allowance on both my main piece and on the lining piece. So you want to take your time to do this. So now that I've gotten to the end, I'm just going to pin that down as well, and I will start to sew. So I'll be sewing from one zipper point to the other zipper point. So I'm basically sewing round. Okay, so you want to make sure that your loop, when you get to where your loops are, you want to make sure that your loop is well arranged and straight inside. Okay, so I'll continue to sew. When I get to the sharp V point, I will lift my foot and then I will flip over and continue to sew. Make sure your loop is not getting in the way. Okay, you can see me putting my hand inside so that my loops will be on the right side. So I'm just arranging my loop inside like so. So I'll continue to sew, making sure that all my side seams, my darts, everything aligns properly. So I'm just sewing all the way to the other side using half of an inch allowance. Okay, so once I'm done sewing the neckline, I'm just going to sew the side seams. Okay, the side seam of my facing, I will attach it to the zipper point as well. So once I'm done doing that, I'll cut off the excess zipper, and then I'll flip to the other side as well, and I'll attach the side seam to the zipper as well. So I'll attach it all the way down. Make sure your loop is not in the way, okay? So you can see what I'm doing, and I'm trying as much as possible not to sew on my zip teeth. So you can use your hand as a guide, okay? So once I'm done doing this, I'm going to notch the neckline all round. Notch the neckline all round, all the way from the front to the back. So I'm just trimming a little from the sharp V point because I don't want that part to be bulky. So basically you can just notch if you don't want to trim out, okay? So I'm just notching all the way to the back. So once I'm done notching the neckline, I'm going to top stitch the neckline. So because of the V shape we have on the front part, you might not be able to sew completely all the way to the front, to the back. So once you get to where that V point is, you stop, skip your loop, and then you continue. I'm top stitching on the lining piece, okay? And then you continue top stitching. So you can see, once I get to where my loops is, I will stop before I get to the loop. I will skip that loop part and then I will continue again. Because of the V shape that is in front, you won't be able to top stitch it all the way around. So that is why you have to skip that part, okay? Skip it and then continue. It will still do its job, okay? So now I'm going all the way to the back. So now I'm done top stitching the neckline. The next thing that I'm going to do is to cut off my excess threads and make sure that everything is laying well. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take the facing, I'll pin it down to the skirt part of the dress. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm basically joining the facing to the side seam. Sorry, I'm basically joining the facing now to the seam allowance on the waistline. Yeah, I'm joining the facing to the seam allowance on the waistline so that the facing will stay in place permanently. So you can see what I'm doing. You don't want the facing flying up and down, okay? So you want your facing intact. Okay, so now I'm joining the facing to the waistline all the way to the back. Don't forget to merge your side seams together when doing this. So I'm done joining the waistline. Here I'm just sewing the hem of the dress. Okay, I'm just sewing down the hem of the dress, and we have gotten to the end of this video. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, invite your friends, share with your soul friends. You can see me rocking my dress with some of my friends. We went out to have fun and we decided to make this video before we leave the venue. I hope you like what you see. You can see how I look like this dress is looking like a ready-made dress. In fact, they were asking me, are you sure you made it? I say, of course I made my dress now. You know the feeling.